Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Mystica here, and welcome to, I guess, kind of a one-off thing we're going to go ahead and do today. It's been a while since I've done a video, of course, and there is a channel update, letting you guys know all about that, but here we are, and let's go ahead. So there's one game I've, of course, and I'm sure you guys have seen plenty of people play. It's Would You Rather. It's a pretty simple concept. Pretty much what you're given is you're given two different scenarios of which one would you rather do. Whichever scenario you choose, you do end up getting, shown the results of how much percentage of people chose whichever one. So as far as the questions are concerned, some of them can be interesting questions, some can be kind of silly. It just kind of depends on what questions are submitted, because I believe that's the way it works, is that pretty much people can submit questions if they want to, as far as what questions you choose to have or not have. But anyway, so let's go ahead and let's attempt this, and I don't know, see how far we kind of go. I'm not sure exactly how long we're going to do this, probably maybe like about, 10-15 minutes, because the thing is, of course, I can't guarantee every question that pops up I'm going to be answering. Sometimes some of the questions that get submitted can be kind of controversial, but I will try to do my best to probably answer the majority. And I do want to point out first and foremost that please keep in mind a lot of these questions are probably based upon my own opinion, my own personal opinion of how I would or would not see the certain situations. If you have a different opinion than mine, that is fine. And, let's just kind of enjoy ourselves for the most part. So let's start off with this one, which this one actually looks pretty good. It's saying, would you rather have a child in 7th grade and raise it, or never have kids and adopt? So let's keep in mind what it means by having a child in 7th grade. And of course, it's referring to being a teenage mother. Well, in my case, it'd be a teenage mother. And I guess depending on the gender of the person, teenage parent either way. And to be fair, I did go to school where I did, have like one or two people that I went to school with that I knew of that actually did end up accidentally getting pregnant, probably right around late junior high, early high school. And I believe definitely for certain, their kids now are probably, I don't know how old some of their kids would be. Probably by this time, probably like late teens, early adults at least. But I guess if I really had to give it consideration, I will be honest, I would probably go for the option of probably never having kids or even adopting. And that's only because of my age now. I've lived long enough, and also I've had younger brothers to kind of realize that I don't think I tolerate raising children very well. I don't think I would do very well as a parent, me personally. I will be honest, so I would have to go with the option of never going that route. Oh, wow, so it's almost nearly split. It's 49% said that they would go ahead and do it, which that would be a big responsibility to do, in all honesty. And 51% said that they would go for not, so it's not too bad. Okay, next one. Would you rather only talk in third person or never be able to call someone by name? Okay. So what this basically means is that only talking in third person means you refer to yourself in the third person. Like, instead of you saying I, you would just say your name, supposedly. Which kind of makes me think of how some cartoon characters actually do talk, believe it or not. I know sometimes that's like a trope I think they do with villains sometimes. But never be able to call someone by name. Well, I don't know. I think the talking in third person thing would just be a little odd, in all honesty. And I guess to never be able to call someone by name, I guess it depends. Like, if it's a person like you kind of know, but you don't always remember their name anyway, it probably wouldn't be as big of a deal. I'd probably go with the second one. Okay, someone's kind of split, sort of. It's 53% said they would talk in third person. 47% said they'd rather never be able to call someone by name. Fair enough. Oh, would you rather never have to grocery shop again or never have to do laundry again? Okay. So what would that mean? That if you don't do one of these things, someone else is going to do it for you? Huh. Because both things are necessary, especially when you live on your own. Especially when you live on your own. Both things are actually rather necessary. Like, unless the scenario that this question is posing is saying that I live with other people and they be doing it for me. But then again, the only downside to grocery shopping is that you actually have to remember everything that you're going to get, which means you either have to make a list and you have to make sure you get everything, and then of course things you don't get, you have to remind yourself, okay, well then the next time I'm going to try to get it because it wasn't here. And then once you do get everything, then of course you got to go through the checkout, and depending on what type of store you shop at, like if you shop at a place like Walmart, then of course they got a self-checkout, and then they have the regular checkout. And then, of course, any store, no matter where you go, is always going to have lines, especially depending on what time you show up. That's just a lot of hassle. I mean, at least with laundry, all you're doing is just separating the proper, clothes from whatever you need to separate, which pretty much most of the time all you have to do is just separate your lights, your darks, and your reds, because those are pretty much the three types you don't really want to intermix too much. And I don't know. I mean, if this is posing the scenario of I wouldn't do either of these things because someone else is doing them for me, I don't know. I'd rather be okay with someone else doing my grocery shopping as opposed to someone else doing my laundry. I don't know. I guess maybe it's just me, especially with some of the types of clothes I buy. Because some of the types of clothes I have, that like certain types of clothes specifically state that you can only wash it in cold water only, or you have to hand wash it, or you have to only wash with only light colors and things of that nature. I don't know if I'd be able to trust someone else doing laundry of mine, especially if it accidentally screws up. I mean, at least if it were me doing it myself, and if I end up washing something wrong, then hey, that's on me. But if someone else, I don't know. I mean, with grocery shopping, I don't think you can screw up grocery shopping too much if someone else does it for you, so. Oh, and I clicked the wrong thing. Shoot. Oh well. I clicked the wrong question. I would have actually gone the other way, but whatever. I'm not paying attention. Goes to show how much I'm not paying attention right now. Oh, well that's interesting. Okay, so this is different. You have broken the law, would you rather? Well, that's new. Normally they just say would you rather. They just don't say you have done this. I guess they're doing new types of questions. That's definitely different. Part of my coughing, I'm still having a slight bit of cough from my flu that I had weeks ago. So one of the downsides to catching stuff like that is that you're stuck with a cough almost like forever. Okay, so it says I've broken the law. Would I rather spend 5 years in prison and return your old life with no ill consequences? Never go to prison, but move every year for the rest of your life. Okay, if I've broken the law, either way I'm getting in trouble, aren't I? I mean, either way, if I've broken the law and I get caught, I'm getting in trouble either way. But with no ill consequences. So I'm assuming by no ill consequences, it means I won't have trouble getting a job. I won't have trouble applying for certain things because, of course, once you've done jail time, that affects a lot of that. Definitely when it goes to like working, employers don't always like having people with records depending on what it is they've done. Certain things are harder to apply for or get, stuff done for because, you've served time and they definitely hold that against you. But move every year for the rest of my life, that would be expensive. Then again, good Lord. I mean, obviously, if I didn't want to go to jail, I wouldn't have broken whatever law I did. Spend 5 years in prison, but, because that's the thing, like, if I'm never going to prison, but I have to move for every year the rest of my life, depends on how long you live. That's a lot of moving you have to do. That's a lot of, good Lord, that would just put me in the debt. I guess in this scenario, we'll just do the 5 years. I mean, you might as well just get it over with. Okay, 55 to 45%. Alright, fair enough. Really? Would you rather... Okay, I'm gonna guess whoever submitted this was a Star Wars fan. No offense to Star Wars fans. I don't even know there's even a point in me answering this question. I'm definitely not a Star Wars fan. I've only seen maybe like 2 of the movies, and even then I didn't understand what the heck was going on in either one of them. But I guess I don't know, is there even a point in me choosing this? I mean, at least I know what a lightsaber is. It's pretty much an electric sword, I guess is the best way to put it. But know the ways of the Force. I don't even understand what the Force is. Like, that was one of the things that confused me with the Star Wars movies is, what the heck is the Force? Like, to me, it just looks like psychic powers, but yeah, I'm not going to answer this one. This is just a dumb question. Okay. By the way, apologies to anyone who does watch Star Wars or is a fan. I just don't understand it. That's the only reason why I'm really not a fan of it. I just don't understand it. I think if I actually understood, like, honest to God understood the series as a whole, maybe I kind of like it, but I just don't care for it too much. Okay, anyway, would you rather constantly have wrinkled clothes or never have toothpaste? Okay. I'm okay with the wrinkled clothes. Oh, wow. 81% of people, yeah, they're definitely okay with that, because... Oh, wait, so 19% never have toothpaste? Wow. You're going to be making your dentist very happy, I'll tell you that. Would you rather be famous for curing cancer or be famous for making everyone on Earth live forever? Okay. What would I be doing to make everyone live on Earth forever? It's a long time span. That would be interesting, but I think the curing cancer thing would be the better deal. Oh wow, 66% people agree. Yeah, especially since there's certain types of cancers we still don't know how to deal with. Even with cancer treatment, it's a pretty bad disease. It definitely is. No denying that. Would you rather have your fingers always covered in barbecue sauce or have your fingers always covered in Doritos nacho cheese flavoring? Okay, but can't you just wash your hands? I mean, either way, you're gonna make a mess. Yeah, sorry. I mean, at least with the nacho cheese flavoring, it's not liquid or anything, it's just dust, you know? Yeah, we'll just go with that. Okay. 71% of people would rather that's funny. That's actually funny. Okie dokie. Oh, in Pokemon, would you rather pick the Helix fossil or pick the Dome fossil? Oh, crap. The sad part is I play Pokemon and I can't remember what either of these fossils do. Oh, what either of these fossils do. Good lord. Give me a second. Okay, I'm back. Okay, so just to refresh my memory, because, like I said, I played Pokemon, but when you played the series as long as I have, you forget a lot of things. So to refresh my memory, the Helix fossil is the one that makes the Pokemon Omnite, I believe. And the Dome fossil is for Kabuto. So I'd have to say between those two, I'd pick the Dome fossil. Oh, really? Oh, okay, whatever. For me, I picked the Dome fossil because Kabuto evolves into Kabutops. And personally, of the two, because like Omnite evolves into Omustar. But honestly, between the two of them, I like Kabutops better. I just like how it looks. I like its appearance. I don't know, I just think it's, of the two, it's the slightly better designed Pokemon. And personally, I always liked it more than Omustar, but whatever, sure, I guess other people would rather just get the other one. Would you rather play a game of Quidditch or take a field trip with Miss Frizzle? Oh, okay, so this is an interesting one. So Quidditch, for those who don't know, that relates to Harry Potter. And it's that main sport that they play, which, to be fair, I used to read Harry Potter a long time ago, but I kind of stopped reading and watching because the movies and the books got too long. But, Miss Frizzle, though, that relates to the Magic School Bus. I would probably, I guess in this case, probably go with the field trip, because I grew up in the 90s, so of course I grew up watching, the Magic School Bus, especially since in my elementary, the teachers I had really liked, showing us episodes, because it definitely helped, with learning, and it was something fun to watch, and that and Bill Nye the Science Guy, so. Oh, okay, so it's sort of split. So I guess there's just 5% more Harry Potter fans out there. That's fine. Not a problem. Would you rather live an average life and be forgotten in time, or go down in history for something terrible? Why would I want to be known for something terrible? Okay. Well, we'll go with okay, yeah, see, that's pretty obvious. Why would you want to be known for something horrible? I mean, I guess fair enough, you'll be remembered, but you won't be remembered for anything good. Would you rather be born with red hair or have $100 stolen from you? Okay. This is a weird scenario to give me. Okay, it's okay, so it's basically asking, would I rather be born with a certain hair color or lose $100? Seriously, who submitted this question? I'm honestly curious about that. I mean, to be fair, I'm a natural brunette to begin with, but I do have slight, actually red hair highlights, but going probably completely red, I'd be fine with that. Yeah, at least 57%, so. Seriously, why would you want someone to steal $100 from you as opposed to having red hair? If all else fails, you can always dye your hair. Would you rather, what the heck? Drool abnormally in public or audibly moan during each conversation you have? What the? Who are the people who are submitting these questions? That's just a dumb question. We're skipping that one. If you could only have one, would you rather? Oh, well, that's an easy one. Twitter. Okay, 70% of people would rather have their Facebook. Yeah, no, I would go Twitter. I know I'm not very active on Twitter, practically at all, to be honest with you, but I'm sorry. I'm just not a fan of Facebook. I've never been a fan of Facebook. Never since ever. Okay, so, this is a scenario one again. So, in a fantasy world, would you rather be a fairy that cannot fly or be a 10-foot tall dwarf? Okay, if you're a 10-foot tall dwarf, that doesn't make you a dwarf, that makes you a giant, technically. That kind of defeats. I mean, at least with fairies, there's technically, I guess, different types of fairies. Not every single, like, if you honestly look up, like, like a lot of Celtic stuff and junk like that, not every definition of what a fairy is technically means it's gonna fly. So, yeah, we'll just go with that. Seriously, you're a giant if you're 10 foot tall in that case, but okay. For the rest of your life, would you rather live in a library where books are your only form of entertainment, or live in a prison cell where you have access to any channel on TV? Okay. At least in a library, you can leave the library, I would assume. And besides, a lot of libraries have computers and stuff, too. This is a very weird question. And I'll be honest, I'd probably go with the library one. I'll be honest, I really don't watch a lot of TV anymore. In fact, I watch more stuff online than anything else, but I can go for books, too. Let's see. Would you rather have a massive head compared to your body or always have a bowl cut? Okay. Once again, dumb question. I'm sorry if I'm skipping certain questions. Just some questions are kind of silly. Let's see. For the rest of your life, would you rather live in a Toyota Prius or live in your bathroom for the rest of your life? Yeah, we'll just do the bathroom one. I'm not sure how I'd be able to fit stuff in a car. I'm actually trying to think, what does the Toyota Prius even look like again? I don't know. I'm not even a car person. Okay, so let's see. Alright. We've already been recording for like about 20 minutes now. I think this will probably be long enough. So this will probably be the last question. So, would you rather be a ghost or be a vampire? Ooh, this is an interesting question. I like this one. So, being a ghost, of course, well, I mean, technically you're dead either way. You're undead if you're a vampire, and you're technically dead. You're passed on if you're a ghost. But the one downside, I guess, of being a ghost is that if something happens to where you either no longer have unfinished business or if your spirit moves on, well, then you move on. But I don't know, I guess as far as the two, I'd have to say I'd probably go with vampire more. Because vampire, and I'm not talking about stuff like Twilight, I ain't talking about junk like that. Like actual, vampire stuff, like Bram Stoker and, other stuff like that. Vampires like, Dracula and things like that. I don't know, there's a very interesting mystique to them. There's just something interesting about vampires, and there's definitely something kind of dark and mystical about them, especially, when you keep in mind of certain aspects relating to, like, gothic, subculture and things like that. So, I'd definitely go with the vampire one. Oh, okay, so more people would rather be the ghost. Alright, fair enough. Okay, I think we're going to go ahead and stop right there. We've already been recording for at least a little over 20 minutes, so definitely we'll stop right there. I apologize if this was probably not the most interesting thing. I mean, would you rather is pretty simple. You're given a scenario, and you answer either, one of the two answers. And also, once again, I do apologize for the one or two I think I chose to skip over, because really, there are some real dumb questions that people submit to this thing. I don't know if some people submit some of those type of questions just as joke sort of based questions, like they figure like, oh, it's gonna be funny if someone tries to answer this or whatever, but I don't know, I think the majority of the questions we got were pretty decent. Not too bad. I don't think I'd really make this a series too much. In fact, to be fair, it took me a little while to even locate more or less where this was, because I've tried looking up before, to try to find the website that this little would you rather is on. And the last time I tried looking, I couldn't even find it. Even when I clicked on links that supposedly claimed they were would you rather, and then it just led me to other junk and other stuff that I didn't need. But at least I'm glad to know I actually found it. Although on the website I'm finding it on, it's technically not called would you rather. It's called something else. It's called either. So, I don't know. I guess there's probably different versions of would you rather that exist online, or different websites or whatever. But anyway, though, like I said, this is just more of like a one-off thing. And probably next week or so, we'll probably go back to either South Park or Resident Evil 4, whichever one. I haven't quite decided yet, but at least for today, we got a video. So that's something. So regardless of that, if you guys enjoyed this video, you guys enjoyed what you like what you saw, you know the drill. Like, favorite, subscribe, all that good stuff. And with that said, I'll see you guys around later. Bye.